And we're on with another episode. What that was? No, we're not gonna. No snaps. No snaps. What the fuck is? What was that? No. Okay, and we're on with another episode of. Did you just snap?
I did. It's contagious.
I said no snaps. We're not snapping. Good God.
I'll snap if I want. I just learned how to snap a little while ago.
How the fuck do you not know how to snap?
I don't know. I just I kept trying to do it after Infinity War came out, and I just did it one day.
Did you just learn how to snap within the last 2 months?
Yes, that's what I just said.
I didn't know. I thought a little while meant
a few years ago.
A few years ago. I mean, you saw a giant purple man do it, and you're just like, I want to do that too.
Yeah,
that's your story.
Man. He's an inspiration.
Good God, man! He killed trillions.
He had a point.
I could totally see where he was coming from, but
yeah,
but yeah,
Killmonger too.
But yeah, welcome to I Turn on the Microphone, where we talk about films and stuff. That's the intro for today. I'm Darren. Oh wait, no. Leslie. I am Leslie.
No, you're not Darren Leslie Jr.
I am Leslie. Darren Leslie Jr. And I'm joined by
Miller Farrow.
Oh,
I forgot my name.
No. It's Bond, dude. You gotta do the Bond thing. And I'm joined by.
I didn't even notice that
follow
you did
the damn chart. I'm trying to come up with a bit here. Ah, God. Okay, well, I'm here with Farrow, Miller Farrow. It would have been so much cooler if you just followed that, but no. We're going to be talking about.
Better this way.
You said what?
It's even better this way that I messed it up. And I was looking at my phone and I had no idea what you're doing. I literally thought you just messed up your name. Like you forgot your name.
It's like, oh, well, Darren's dyslexic. Not just
with Robin in.
But yeah, on this episode of Our Turn on the Microphone, we're going to be talking about Danny Boyle and James Bond and just the Bond debacle, the Bond situation that's going on with Bond 25. We're pretty much going to get into what's going on with Danny Boyle, our director choices for James Bond. We're going to talk about the rumored choices, and what we think about the recent Bond franchise and where we would like to see the Bond franchise go. So going ahead and jumping into it. So yeah, Danny Boyle. He was hired for the Bond 25 job, I think in January.
I'm trying to think because Danny Boyle. March.
Okay, so yeah, Danny Boyle was hired in March of 2000. This year.
What's wrong with this?
I don't know. But yeah, Danny Boyle was hired in March of this year to direct Bond 25, and I was pretty excited about it. Miller, were you excited about it, or at the time? Yeah, because Danny Boyle was just.
I kind of kept forgetting about it, to be honest.
I
kept forgetting. It was happening with Danny Boyle.
Yeah, because I think Boyle's a very exciting choice. I think it's a very outside of the box choice, and which I really.
And he did that skit not skit, but Bond segment for the Olympics with Daniel Craig.
Yeah, which was a lot of fun, and that's what I've been kind of. And we'll get into this more when we talk about our director choices. But I would like a very much an out of the box choice for Bond, and I think Daniel Boyle was that. I like when directors that don't usually direct movies of this type of scale or direct action movies come to these type of things, because they can bring a lot of character to them, and also sometimes they really can surprise you with their with how they direct action. I mean, look at Sam Mendes with Skyfall. Sam Mendes is the last person you would think to direct a Bond film, but the action sequences in Skyfall are amazing.
Didn't he do Bond movies before Skyfall?
Sam Mendes? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was his first thing with Bond.
Or maybe I'm thinking that Judi Dench was in them before Skyfall, or before.
I think you're thinking of the guy who directed Casino Royale, Martin.
Oh yeah, that's
Martin right. Ball or Freeman or whatever. Not Martin Freeman.
I wish Martin Freeman would Direct a Bond movie?
You would not see that one coming. Martin Freeman is directing and starring.
Yeah, Sam Mendes. Sam Mendes hasn't done a ton of movies.
Yeah, Martin Campbell. So, yeah, I was really excited about it, but now it's August and Dana Boyle was fired. Was fired off of James Bond. Was fired off of Bond 24.
I mean, I don't know. Is fired the right word?
Yeah, fired. Let go. I mean, yeah.
Left? Great differences.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so Danny Boyle departed Bond 25.
I just got the impression that he could have stayed on, but he was like, "Fuck this."
Yeah. Okay. So Danny Boyle was departed Bond 25 over creative differences, according to the Telegraph, a British tabloid, British outlet. Danny Boyle wanted to have a modern Cold War plot that would involve Russian locales, Russian Bond girls, and a villain. And a Russian villain.
That sounds really boring.
Yeah. The choice of the villain.
Oh, go ahead.
The choice of the villain's casting, Tomaz Cote, I might be saying that wrong, led to Boyle's ejection seat being fired off of the set. I do want to say that the Telegraph is a British outlet, according to Slash Film and others. I've heard that the British outlets kind of love to spread rumors like wildfire whenever a Bond movie is in production. So this is just a rumor. But we're gonna speculate for a little bit. But I do agree with Miller, as he said before. You said this sounded a little boring, right?
Yeah, I'm so glad we didn't get that.
Yeah, I agree. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's still just like, it's fine.
And we've done that before.
Yeah. And maybe it is just a little too on the nose for our current political climate.
That's probably what he's going for.
Yeah, but yeah, it sucks that he's left, and you would not have liked to see his rumored version.
From that, no, but I like Danny Boyle, so I guess I wouldn't have really known till it was too late. And then I'm like, okay, see where this goes.
I think out of everything, out of all of this, I think the thing that really would have excited me is just the look of the film. I mean, we don't know what cinematographer he would have chose, but I just think Danny Boyle would have gotten some cool. We would have gotten some cool cinematography out of some Russian locations. But moving on, so Deadline has reported with Boyle leaving the project. Deadline has reported a short list of directors that Eon and the Broccolis are looking at. The production company is looking at. I know Chris McQuarrie, according to some certain outlets and certain reporters, Christopher McQuarrie's name was being floated. If you don't know who Christopher McQuarrie is, he's the director of the recent Mission Impossible Fallout, which is amazing, and you should definitely go see it. But his name is being floated out, and just quickly, how do you feel about McQuarrie taking over? I don't like it. I feel like he just kind of did a Bond movie in a way, so...
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, it's like on the one hand, he'd do a great job. On the other hand, it's like, okay, let's see something.
Yeah, it's the same thing. McQuarrie and Coogler, people are throwing out Coogler too, and it's just like, he just kind of did a Bond movie, guys. Like, why do you want him just to do the same thing? So I kind of, that's why I don't really want him. Like, McQuarrie, I would like McQuarrie if he was doing something.
Isn't Ryan Coogler shooting a movie right now?
I hope so. I really hope. I
thought he was doing something. I thought he was doing that one with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I really hope he's. I really want to see that movie, and I really hope he's doing that before Black Panther 2. I don't know.
I think he's about. That's what I'm saying about that he wouldn't do Bond because they want this.
Yeah, I have no idea what Coogler's doing, but I hope it's that. I know that was his reported next movie, but I have no idea if he's shooting it at the moment. I haven't heard anything. Or no one's reported anything, but
it's okay, I believe.
But
They're like being interrogated.
I'm sorry.
What's Ryan Coogler's next movie? I don't know. I think it's that one. What are you saying, go?
But Macquarie is something I would like to see Macquarie if he was doing a smaller, like if it was a super small scale, even almost like a thriller Bond movie, like a Valkyrie. I know he didn't direct Valkyrie, he wrote it. But if it was like that, I would love to see it. But they're probably not going to want to do that for Daniel Craig's last outing. So that his name is being floated around along with Edgar Wright, the director of Baby Driver, World's End, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, David Mackenzie, the director of Hell or High Water, the upcoming Outlaw King, Wind River. He's also the writer of Sicario and Yellowstone and something. Oh yeah, and not Prisoners.
It's not the same person.
David Mackenzie?
No, the David Mackenzie did Hell or High Water and
which one?
And
yeah, I can't remember.
Outlaw King. Taylor Sheridan is the other guy.
Oh, Taylor Sheridan. Sorry, thank you. Oh,
a Taylor Sheridan Bond movie though would be cool.
Okay. Taylor Sheridan Bond movie would be cool. But John Mark Valley, he directed Wild and the first season of Big Little Lies, and he's also directing Sharp Objects, which I plan on binging once it's done. And last but not least, we have Jan DeMond, which he's director of 71 in the upcoming White Boy Rick, which White Boy Rick looks good. And if you haven't seen 71, 71 is a great thriller. It's a great, it will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's an amazing war movie. So yeah, that's pretty much what we have, and this list is amazing to me. I think they have their eyes on some great talent. My frontrunners are Edgar Wright and John Mark Valley. Edgar Wright, and giving Edgar Wright this amount of money and this amount of freedom on a Bond movie would be crazy. I think Edgar Wright is one of the best talents we have working today. He said, I think it was back in, he was quoted as saying he would love to do it. He said, I would love to do a Bond movie. So he's down for it, and according to Deadline, his schedule is free. So if they do offer it to him, he could take it. I just think he would bring a lot of style, a lot of humor, just a lot of oomph to the Bond franchise, and this is the kind of weirdness and the kind of uniqueness that I think a Danny Boyle would bring to the Bond franchise in a cool way, and I think he can also close out Craig's last entry on a high note. And also just in Jean-Marc Vallée, I love what he did with Big Little Lies. I never saw Wild. I need to get around to it, but yeah, his work on Big Little Lies was amazing, and I would love to see whatever he could do with the Bond film. So, in Miller, out of these directors, who are your top choices, or who would you like to see?
Edgar Wright and Jan DeMond, is that how you say?
Jan DeMond?
Yeah. I think either. I mean, all those choices sound good. John Mark Vallée is like the only one. It's like, I don't know if he'd be good for. Well, I guess you could get him to do whatever, but it seems like he's gone more like I feel like he'd be better for like a new iteration.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, he's kind of like he's doing more like sinister stuff with Sharp Objects, and then he's doing more. But then Wild's kind of just like. That was more of like, okay, that was more Reese Witherspoon's movie, and he just kind of like helped torpedo it. So he could do whatever, but yeah, Edgar Wright is. I kind of feel like Edgar Wright's in that boat where it's not quite Nolan, where he wouldn't need to do like his own. I mean, I'm not Edgar Wright, so I have no idea, but he wouldn't want to do. Yes. He wouldn't want to do like his. I could see him being able to do like enough of his own take, depending on the freedom, like that it wouldn't need to be like a completely new iteration. And then, but I'm doubtful about Edgar Wright, but I think that'd be really cool. And then Jan DeMond. Jan DeMond. If 71, fantastic. And he did another movie that I was surprised that he did, or that he is doing another movie. But oh yeah, White Puerto Rico.
Yeah, White Puerto Rico. White Puerto Rico looks great. I love seeing that trailer on a big screen.
Mm-hmm. And the maybe get like McConaughey or something as Bond villain.
Ooh.
But if it's Jan Dimash, then I want Jack O'Connell as a Bond villain, because I feel like whoever, not that it's a problem, but I feel like whoever they get as Bond next will not be a white guy unless Christopher Nolan's doing it. Then
you know what would be cool? Shit. How about if you get Edgar Wright? How about fuck, I can't remember his name. How about Simon Pegg as a Bond villain?
that would be cool.
I think that'd be really cool. I think that'd be unexpected. I think he can do it too. I would like to see like a sinister Simon Pegg.
Yeah, that would be like you're entering like Heath Ledger, Kristen Wiig territory then.
Yeah. What do you want?
Yeah, I feel like with Nolan, I said that because I feel like with Nolan, if Nolan ever got a hold of it, he would just make one. He would make like Tom Hardy or Christian Bale. Bond.
Christian Bale would be interesting.
Yeah, that's more like unexpected.
But let's talk about like what do you want? Let's talk about the past and the present, the past and the future of the Bond franchise. Like, I guess let's just start with Bond 25 and then we'll go backward. But what do you kind of want from Bond 25 as a closing chapter? Because the weird thing about Bond 25 is Spectre was his closing chapter in a little bit. Yeah. You could say. You say what?
That sucked to me.
Yeah, and Spectre like Spectre. Yeah, it's like I said, Spectre you could say is his closing chapter, and that's the weird thing. How do you get Bond back if he was just like, you know what? I threw down my gun. I got my girl. Let's go. And also, where does Léa Seydoux fit into all this? I might have said her name wrong also, but, you know, she was the Bond girl, the ultimate Bond girl. That's one of the things I do like about that movie. She was very, like, she wasn't, like, she stood up to Bond and everything. She didn't let him get away with anything, you know, and she was almost kind of his equal in a way. So, I did like her character as that. I don't believe that they fell in love like that. I think that was kind of weird, but
yeah, that was bizarre.
Rather,
I was having like emotional breakdown during that movie because I was just like, I think, I can't, just because of the movie, like not anything going on outside of. But I remember like when the plan or something was blowing up, I was just like, how the fuck is this movie so bad?
Yeah,
like this movie sucks.
I saw that movie at 12 a.m. It's very, very hard to get to. But
like on open day. Or?
Yep, very hard to get through. But,
I saw it at like 7 o'clock.
But Jesus, that movie was hard to get through. But I mean, when it opened, I was just like, "This is gonna be awesome." They're doing a weird tracking shot. Yeah,
and then they had like the tentacle horn.
They had the tentacle horn
credits.
And the writings on the wall.
I will defend that song.
Fuck you. That was
in the theater. No, in the theater it's okay.
No, it's not.
In the opening sequence, it works.
No, it's not.
The problem is it's on a good. It has a good rhythm, but it never shut the fuck up. The problem is it has a good rhythm, but it never like escalates from that.
The problem is it never escalates at all. But yeah, you know, and it's also coming after.
It shouldn't have won the Oscar. That was so awkward.
Yep, and everybody in the room knew it. You know, everybody.
All the victims come out on stage. It's such a powerful moment, and then Sam Smith walks on, and then he makes some remark about a openly gay guy winning an Oscar for the first time, which isn't even true, or something like that.
Yeah, but
and then it's like gone.
It was bad, but yeah, Bound 25. I honestly I just want it to be a mission movie, and we'll get. I also bring this up later when we talk about future Bond movies. But yeah, I just want it to just be like Bond. We need you back. There's a bad dude. Just come back right quick. Bring Lea Seydoux. Maybe even not. Just come back, do your thing, then go home. I don't think this needs to be a Logan situation or anything. Just make a movie, make it good, go home. Because I think the thing for me is a lot of people have been talking about just go ahead and recast Craig. I think Craig needs one more good one. Craig has been his Bond franchise has been good, bad, good, bad. I think he just needs one more good one to just weigh out the bad, and just go off on a bang, and also just let him be Bond. My biggest problem with this recent franchise is that we started off with Casino Royale, which is great. It's a good movie, but Casino Royale, it's him
Best
like
one.
It's
How's it getting?
I'll get to it, but It's his Batman Begins. It's him becoming Bond. Then you go to Quantum of Solace, which is like I still contend a really good action movie. I like the action in it. It's watchable. It's not. I don't think it's as bad as people say. It's a very bad Bond movie.
It's just a weird movie.
It's a weird movie too, and also I kind of like the robotic nature of Bond in that movie because he's just the Terminator. He's just emotionless killing. Like he throws a guy off the building. I remember there's a scene where he just fucking throws somebody off a building. It's just like, dude, you needed information from that person. What the fuck?
And how the climax is just like the villain's built an hotel out of explosives. You're just like, what?
You mean the villain built a bomb to live in? So.
It just looks cool when Bond's running.
Yeah, it looks great. There's no substance, but it looks great. Especially that shot where he's running and then the sheet of glass starts exploding. And you're just like, it's a trailer shot. It's whatever. But yeah, it's just but I will also give the movie credit because it has every single chase imaginable. It has a foot chase, a car chase, a boat chase, a plane chase. It has all the chases. Every chase is in that movie. So I will give it that. But it's just, and I think it does also work if you watch Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace together. It is one big long story. And it does kind of conclude his relationship with Eva Green. So that's cool. And I actually like Casino Royale allows Bond to be happy for a little bit. Like I did like that element in the movie that Bond was just like, I found someone I love.
Wait, okay, this is gonna. No, there's no way. Okay, you got her die. Okay.
Who?
Eva Green.
Oh yeah, she's dead. You thought she was gonna come back or something?
I was thinking that'd be a way where they're like, it's like do what they did with Fast and Furious to get Vin Diesel back in, but no.
Yeah, it's just like, or they resurrect her. I mean, come on, man, it's a Bond movie. But Skyfall is where I think it is awesome. I think the way the movie opens, the Skyfall to me that's why I like it more than Casino Royale, because it is the mixing of the old and the new Bond. It does it very, very well. It feels very classical, but also it feels like its own modern thing. Silva is a great villain. Silva's a great villain. The score's great. His relationship with Judi Dench with M is great. How they bring in Ralph Fiennes as the other M and build that up, and it sets up a fantastic sequel, or what should be a fantastic sequel, because this is a movie that leaves behind all the drama of how did Bond become Bond and who he is. It leaves all that stuff together. It sends Bond on a it still explores his childhood and stuff. So never mind. It still explores where he comes from a little bit in a good way, I think, in a good way. But I felt like this Skyfall was supposed to be the closing trilogy of all of that, about who Bond is. We figure out who Bond is, and also it shows Bond finally in this trilogy as a hero. He has his heroic moments in this film. So there's that. It takes place in London, which is great. And then at the end of it all, we set Bond up. He has his M. He has Moneypenny. He has Q. He has all the stuff we need for this new Bond franchise.
Oh, you're talking about Skyfall.
Yep. And we have all the stuff we need, and then M gives him a mission, and it's just like, yay, Bond's just gonna go on a mission, and then Spectre comes, and Bond's back to his past and shit, and it's just like, good God. And which I think Spectre was just supposed to be the mission movie, but no, it devolved.
But it was also supposed to be the last one, so.
Yeah, and I was just like, Spectre's just a bad movie. It has some cool, good action scenes, and I think Dave Bautista's really, really good as Mr. Hinks.
Yeah, he's good. He's just kind of wasted.
Yeah, I really hope he didn't die. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, they didn't show his death, so he could come.
I don't want. Yeah, I guess he wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't mind, because I was thinking like I don't want any remnants from Spectre in Bond 25, but I like the girl. I like the girl, and she's already. Depending on what they do with that.
Yeah, and also like, how do you make Christoph Waltz a boring Bond villain?
Oh my God!
Like, how the hell do you? You have to try to do that shit. You can't just do that shit. You gotta try to do that shit.
I love Christoph Waltz going back on being in Bond 25 though. That's the best thing ever.
You said what?
It's like I'll do. Remember when he's like, I'll do it if Daniel Craig does it, and Daniel Craig's like, yeah, I'm doing it, and Christoph Waltz is like, yeah, I'm not doing it.
Daniel said no.
It's like, no, he said yes. No, he said no.
But what are your thoughts on the Bond, Daniel Craig's Bond franchise?
Casino Royale, best one.
Ugh.
Quantum Solace, a very weird movie. Mm-hmm. But I think some of what Darren was saying kind of reigns true, regardless of like if the action, because the action's kind of like it's kind of stuff you've seen before in other Bond movies, mm-hmm. But it's still like serviceable. But I also haven't watched it in like a decade.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while either.
Yeah, so who knows? I'd probably like hate it now, but especially since I really didn't like Spectre either.
It has some really bad shaky cam though. Like that shaky cam action has some really bad at it. It's really bad stuff.
Yeah, I think the villain too. Like I like that actor, but I think like something along the lines just got lost in translation.
I do like
he wasn't. He was. I think he could have been threatening, but he just didn't come off as threatening.
I do like how he isn't like some muscle bound. Like he doesn't know how to fight. Like that's one of the things I really did like about him. He's just brains.
Yeah, and money.
Yeah.
But yeah, like a lot of the supporting characters, I didn't find it interesting. And Quantum of Solace was just but a good game though. I really like the video game.
I did not know there was a video game of Quantum of Solace.
The weird thing is, it's mostly Casino Royale, but it's like they were making it when Casino Royale came out, and then they just didn't finish it. And then when Quantum of Solace was coming out, they just added some Quantum of Solace missions and like polished it up. I don't know if they did that. It seems like they did that, but why? Because you release a Quantum of Solace, a game, call it Quantum of Solace, release it before as a tie-in, and then it barely has any. Like it has some at the beginning, and then like the final mission's Quantum of Solace, but
yeah.
But it's just Call of Duty meets James Bond.
I saw the titles. Oh, two things. Quantum of Solace has an amazing teaser. I will say that, and also
yes, the teasers.
The titles. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It seems like it's one of the life's greatest mysteries. Is what does the title for Quantum of Solace mean? But Skyfall, I'm in the boat that's think it's more overrated, or just at a certain point I was like, this just seems cliche and not what I wanted from the trailer. The second trailer got me hyped. Like that second trailer is so good, but then it just kind of like the movie. I was like, it was good, but I wanted more. But I've also only saw it. I only saw it the one time at midnight.
You know what the weird thing is though? I the weird thing about Bond, about Bond, Spectre, not Spectre, sorry, Skyfall, that one. The weird thing about Skyfall is I fell asleep during... The first time I saw it, I thought it was boring as hell. I fell asleep during it, but then I saw it again. I think I caught it on Stars, and I was just like...
Yeah, that was kind of boring, too.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm an idiot. This is amazing. So, that's my journey with Skyfall.
I'll watch it again before Bond 25 comes out. Spectre, yeah, Darren's pretty much said everything. Or I was talking about it earlier. Yeah, it sucks. It's just like they try to make like this whole they try to tie in all the movies, and you're just like, who cares?
Yeah, which is so unnecessary. It's just like no one fucking.
I like it. Like I am like the target demographic for doing that. Like if you can do that well, I'm so into it. Like the Dark Knight Rises, I don't think they did it particularly well, but they had something going. Like Iron Man 3, they had something going. Yeah, and Christoph Waltz, love him, but he's just so
typical.
Yeah, typical. Like he's kind of like the take away the accent. He's like his villain in the Green Hornet.
Yeah, I mean a lot of his villains are kind of similar. Even
but
Tarzan.
I kind of wanted it's just all like trying to recapture Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah, and I really didn't want him to be Blofeld. Like I really wanted him just to be his own thing, especially.
Yeah, he should have been his own.
Especially, I did not want him to be fucking James Bond's brother. It's just like get over that shit.
When he's like looking at and he just like turns the photograph or the whatever a little bit. It's like, oh, but yeah, I kind of wanted that to be the end for Dan Craig because I thought the conclusion was good, but and like the ending with the girl, even though they didn't really develop it at all. But I think like whatever, like if they can if they're firing on all cylinders, they'll make a better conclusion. I just hope they don't like entirely undo
Skyfall or Spectre.
Yeah, but I'm trying to. I mean, it's been so long, and
are you okay with it just being a one-off?
Just do it. What do you mean?
Like, just nothing. Like, it's just Bond. It's Daniel Craig's Bond, but like, we don't really bring up the stuff in the Skyfall in a way is just a one-off in a way. Like, Skyfall doesn't bring up any of the what's her name again? Shit, hold on.
Eva Green?
No, what's her name though? In the sex. Vesper, yeah, they don't bring up Vesper or anything. It's kind of just its own thing, really. I mean, you have the returning cast, but it's
they included that in
right
in Spectre or Coruscant.
Well, yeah, you're right, but I just kind of I wouldn't mind it just being like here's
as long as I would be fine with that as long as they because I want it to feel like they don't need to go Logan extreme with it, but I want them to make it. I want them to give him a good send off, make you reflect back on this era. I think they should do that. I think there should be a reason they should make it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, end it in a way that's okay, this is why he came back. Besides the last one not being very good. But it is interesting to know because you have Casino Royale, good. Quantum of Solace, bad. Skyfall, good. Spectre, bad. Now this next one.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wanted just the ratio all adds up. We can get a good one. We can get a really good one, actually.
Whoever gets this movie, they're not gonna screw it up.
Who?
It's Or I just mean any director.
Ah.
Like, it's just like a James Mangold situation with Logan, where it's like, okay, yeah, this has to be good.
Yeah, and I mean, and even the ratio, like, Casino Royale and Skyfall are really good, so we can get a really good one again. And we're done.
And there's one person who can specifically deliver that goodness, and that Sam Mendes. I want him back. I don't care what anyone says. Like, everybody who says that Sam Mendes shouldn't direct, I don't even know if he wants to, probably not. But everyone who says, I just feel like there'll be nobody on the short list, because that always happens with Bond, where it's like, all these directors were on the short list for Bond 25, then it was Danny Boyle. Mm-hmm. So maybe that'll happen again, and it'll be Sam Mendes, because everybody who says Sam Mendes shouldn't direct in their Bond movie betray their love of Skyfall. Because you're just like, oh, it's going to suck. You made Spectre. Okay, he made one bad Bond movie. Okay. That doesn't, like, he wouldn't mess up the swan song for Daniel Craig. Like, that's ridiculous to think like that, because you made one bad movie, like, one bad Bond movie. You made Skyfall, and that's, like, people's favorite Bond movies. But I guess, but he made, like, Spectre too, and, like, that's some people's worst. But I just think the cards are on the right table, or whatever I'm trying to say, and yeah, there's plenty of great choices, but I want Sam Mendes. You can get someone new after and reinvent the whole thing, but just
yeah, I was on that boat too, unfortunately. But Miller did bring me to the light, and it does make sense. Sam Mendes, especially, there is a problem right now of will Bond make its November, I think, 18th release, 2019 to November 18th, 2019 release, and I think the only way they can make that day is to get someone like Sam Mendes, who's kind of been through the trenches with a Bond movie, because apparently Bond movies are super complicated, and it's a lot. And I think with...
Well, it's November 8th, 2019, but it's like October 25th or something in the UK.
So I think if you want someone in the trenches to get that shit out on time, then get Sam Mendes. But at the same time, you don't want to make a movie just to make a release date, so you should probably take your time. But
sounds like maybe you do.
But yeah, I think Sam Mendes, in a way, it would be him finishing his trilogy. And I don't know if you can, like, placing the entire blame at Sam Mendes' feet may be unfair, because you do have...
It seemed like that whole thing was just a mess.
Yeah, and you do have, like, the screenwriter. Because apparently, I heard once John Logan had most of the creative force on the screenplay in Skyfall, and Purvis and Wade, the Bond... They've written a lot of the Bond movies. They kind of took a back seat on Skyfall. And then on Spectre, it was the other way around. John Logan was supposed to write Spectre by himself, but then Nevis and Wade made their way in, and it was just the reverse. They had more of the creative force, and Logan didn't, and we know what happened. So, we'll see with this one, but yeah. But to close us out, on our Bond talk, I didn't want to talk about the future of James Bond and where we would like to see this franchise go, actor-wise, director-wise, tone-wise, all that. Personally, I would like to see just the franchise-wise. I would really like to see Bond just go back to. Not everything needs to be a shared universe. I know shared universes are the big thing now. I love me some MCU. I really want to see DC get it right for once in their lives. I want to, like, the Monsterverse is great. The Conjuring universe is great. But, like, not everything needs to be connected. Not everything needs to have this, through line. Sometimes I just want to see a movie and go home. And I really want Bond to go back to just, here's a mission, here's a bad guy, save the world, save the girl, go home, drink a whiskey. Like, I mean, a martini. I really want it just to go back to that, go back to the simpler things, and just have a cool adventure. I just want a cool spy adventure. And casting wise, I would like to see. I saw Crazy Rich Asians this weekend. I think the actor would be the male lead actor. I would like to see him as James Bond. Jamie Bell, his name was being rumored once. I would like to see him as James Bond, or just a newcomer. I think a newcomer would be great as James Bond as well. Miller, what are some things you would like to see from the Bond franchise going forward? Once we're done with the Craig era, what would you like to see from the Bond franchise?
I agree with you that I'd like to see more singular adventures, like not having to be as heavy. Actually, I don't know, because I like the singular but connected. Because I like that the Daniel Craig ones became more like, because I think a problem I had with James Bond was that there was never any stakes. It felt like
I can see that.
He's just like, okay, he'll beat the villain. He'll go into the sunset with the girl, maybe. Then she'll disappear in the next one. It didn't seem like there was ever any consistency, which always pissed me off about James Bond. Like, why I'm not like a huge fan. Mm-hmm. And I feel like casting, like Bond for me is a franchise where casting can really make or break it. Because if I don't like the guy James Bond, then that's like I just can't buy the whole thing. Like, I think Daniel Craig's fantastic, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
Post Bond.
Yeah, Matthew Vaughn would be cool for.
Oh my God! Why has no one ever brought that up? Oof.
Because he did a layer cake with Daniel Craig, and I just thought about that. But yeah, casting wise, I feel like it's not going to be a white guy. Mm-hmm. Just which I think with Bond, something like Bond, it really doesn't matter. Like, you could do it either way. So you could go like a more different route. Like, I think Daniel Kaluuya would be great.
Daniel Kaluuya would be amazing.
Yeah, that's like, you go younger, but you get you're mixing it up, because I think Idris Elba, great actor. I think him as Bond is the most boring thing ever.
I think he's just too old. And I know, like, people have said...
I think he said that, too.
There have been earlier Bonds that are old, too, but, like...
Like, we gotta start a new franchise.
I just think he's way too old.
And it's just, it goes into the margin of, like, everyone being like, oh, Idris Elba should do this. Idris Elba should play that. So, yeah, we get it. He's a great actor.
And also...
Like, there's other actors.
And also, Daniel Kaluuya is a good choice, too, because he's like Craig, where Daniel Kaluuya can be, like, very, he can be, like, very friendly and very charming, and, very suave.
But he can also be, like, terrifying.
Exactly. Like, in the Widows trailer, he looks scary.
Yeah.
And he also did a great villain turn in Black Panther, so I think he has both, so that'd be really cool.
Spoilers, Darren.
Oh, come on. It's Black Panther. Who has to see that?
It's Black Panther also. Yeah, hopefully they weren't looking at their phones at that part. Maybe you had a better experience in the theater.
Yeah, maybe I did.
Or like the 5 times you saw the movie. Yeah, I think him, or I've always wanted to see Jack O'Connell as Bond. I think that would be super cool. And he needs like a big franchise to get into.
Yeah.
But he'd be cool as a villain too. Who do you want to see as villains?
Well, as I said earlier, Simon Pegg. I would really like to see like a really cool. I would like to see Emilia Clarke as a villain. I think she would be a cool villain. Because when's the last time you got like a good female Bond villain?
I don't think there's ever been one.
Oh, well, yeah. Her, I think she would be cool. I think Sophia...
You see Emilia Clarke?
Is Emilia Clarke as a Bond villain?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Emilia Clarke is a Bond villain. Michael B. Jordan is a Bond villain. Sophia Boutella, Bond villain. I don't know. Who else is a Bond villain? Daniel Craig. That'd be weird.
Yes. The I was trying to think.
Toby Jones.
Toby Jones.
Oh, I fucking.
David Boyles, of course.
A deep cut.
Chris Pine. I think it would be cool.
Oh, Chris Pine would be great.
Chris Pine plays a great asshole. Horror Bosses too, and then Jessica Chastain.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Ooh, shoot. James McAvoy.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin?
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
I don't think I could take that seriously.
That'd be so fucking cool.
I don't think I could take it seriously. I don't know.
Maybe young. Maybe when he was younger, because I was watching Fun with Dick and Jane, and I'm like, Alec Baldwin is a Bond villain.
I love that movie.
It's fun. It's so fun.
It is so.
I think it got so much undeserved hate.
And I think it came out way before its time. If that came out during the housing crisis, I think people would be lauding that movie. I love that movie.
Who else? I was thinking Tom Cruise.
I don't think he would ever do it.
You don't think he'd do it?
I don't think he would do it.
Why don't you think he'd do it?
I don't think Tom Cruise wants to play a villain anymore in his career.
When was the last time he played a villain?
I think the last time he played a villain was Tropic Thunder, sort of, and I guess The Mummy, and also Collateral. Collateral was the last time. Like he really played a really despicable motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true. Gakko O'Connell, like I said. I'm trying to think if there was someone. Oh, Bradley Cooper. Yeah, I think Bradley Cooper would be cool too.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper would be great. He would be a good Bond.
Yeah, I mean, I want to keep Bond more British. I think that's important at least.
Oh, right. You have to keep him British. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's why I think you could make him like any. You just have to go away because I think that's a silly thing to stay with him.
Okay. Yeah, now I see where you're going. Alright, yeah, so no, Bradley Cooper, no. You don't get to be...
No, Bond villain, yes.
Yeah, he would be a great Bond villain. But, yeah, so that's anything else you want to say about the Bond franchise?
I guess I want to get more into the... Like, I want them to take themselves seriously and, be consistent, but I want to get more to, the,
cheeky?
Yeah, I've trapped you, Mr. Bond.
Yeah, I'm tired of, I'm just...
But I think you could do, hammy,
yeah,
John Hamm.
John Hamm would be a good Bond villain.
Yeah, because he would do it more he would do it slimy and cheeky, but you'd be scared of him.
I mean, hell, if we get Edgar Wright, maybe we can get John Hamm as a Bond villain.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I'm tired of the dark and grittiness. I mean, I would like it to be a little more, silly.
Yeah, that's why the only thing about Nolan taking it over, which I'm I don't know. I feel like
I think Nolan can do silly. I think people.
I don't. I'm sure he can, but will he?
Yes, I think. Well, will he? I think he will. I think Nolan understands because the Dark Knight trilogy. A lot of people can forget. It can be silly. He doesn't mind silly.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think he can be, and also gadgets. I want some more gadgets, man.
Yeah.
But and also I wouldn't mind. I know Tarantino was talking about it too. I wouldn't mind a period piece Bond.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And just one last thing too. This came onto my mind too. Would you be okay with each different movie having a different Bond, or should we still keep you get 4 movies, you get 4 movies, you get 4 movies?
I think just play it by ear. Because I feel like there's a lot of instances where you get an actor and you're like, oh, this actor's so good. I want to keep seeing him do it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Because I think it's easy to just replace him. Like Doctor Who.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else?
No.
Okay, we got like 3 minutes into an hour, so, you seen anything recently you want to talk about just to fill up this 3 minutes? Oh, I got one. Mile 22. Do not see that movie. just don't see that movie. Mile 22 is fucking awful. Just don't.
Apparently don't see Happy Time Murders either.
Yeah. My roommate really liked it, so I can trust her.
I don't know.
I really just want to save it for Redbox. But
yeah, I just feel like I'm gonna get in that theater. I'm gonna be like, okay, it's gonna be okay, and this movie's gonna start. I'm like, no, and I will not let Happy Times Murder beat me, and I will not walk out of that theater.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be there to begin with. So yeah. I think it would just be better as something like watch on TV as in a few years.
Right. Alpha is another. Did I tell you Alpha is completely in subtitles?
Oh, it is?
Yeah. I have mad respect for Sony for releasing that movie completely in. It was weird in my theater, though, because...
They kept marketing it weirdly.
Yeah.
So you were never really sure what was going on in it.
But in my theater, it was weird because they not only had the subtitles of people speaking, but they also had subtitles like, trees whistling, people walking across the grass. I was just like...
That is flair. Yeah. Are you sure that's how it was supposed to be?
I know... that the people weren't talking in English, so they're like, so yeah, there was that. But I don't know if it was supposed to be like trees whistling, wolf growls.
I've never before. That's like closed captions on the Blu-ray.
Yeah,
but that's interesting.
Yeah, but I Sony.
The dog doesn't die, right?
No.
Thank God. I might.
The dog was honestly, and I don't care if it's a spoiler, but the dog.
We can cut it out.
I can, but yeah, the dog was like, the dog just became the only thing. I was just like, do not fucking kill that dog. Like they come really close to doing it. I was just
I kind of want to see it. I wish I saw it on IMAX, but it's gone now.
It's a beautiful movie, man. It's a really the story is not the best, and the character makes some irrational choices that I don't really like, but it's a beautiful. Like the last shot is amazing.
Shit's on IMAX. Fuck. But okay. I might go see it now that I know that the dog doesn't die. That was weird.
Was that really holding you back?
It wasn't holding me back, but there were other movies like Crazy Rich Asians and stuff there were other ones that I was like, okay, I want to see these instead, but I'm just like, anytime I thought about seeing Alpha, I'm like, I really don't want to see that dog die.
It comes very close.
Yeah. Oh, that's Cody Smith McPhee. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought it looked familiar in the trailer.
He kills the fuck out of a bird. Like he it's.
I think you're gonna say he kills the fuck out of his performance.
No, like it made me laugh so hard. Like he destroys this bird, dude. Like this bird, I feel sorry for that bird for how badly he fucking annihilated it. And it's funny because like a few scenes earlier, he was just like, "No, I'm not going to kill this boar. I can't kill this boar." And this bird lands on him, and he just like he destroys that fucking bird. But
damn it! Should have gone to the IMAX. Fuck.
We're good. We're done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're out. This was episode 7 of I Turned On a Microphone. If you guys like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you guys like what we here to say, what? If you like what you what? If you guys, if you guys like what we say about movies, please also hit that subscribe button. Come back for more. What do you guys think about the Bond franchise? What do you guys want to see from the Bond franchise? Who do you want to see cast as Bond? What do you want to see from Bond 25? Who do you want to see direct Bond 25? please leave all that below. And without further ado, we'll catch you guys next time, where we'll be talking about the Conjuring franchise, where it's going, how scary is it, and, is it sort of kind of doing the same thing over and over again? We'll be talking about that next week, and then we'll talk about The Nun the week afterward. Okay. Later, Jai. Later, but I'm gonna hit stop. Okay.